Just as today, burgers were fairly popular back in the 1970s. But what if I told you they weren't as dreamy or healthy as we imagined? Sure, fast food outlets were the place to be, but behind the colorful signage and catchy jingles were some burgers that had people saying, "You've got to be kidding me." Imagine biting into a burger that is exactly as bizarre as the threads, although not in the best way. Today, let's venture into the offbeat world of the worst burgers from the 70s. These patties were just weird, with odd combinations and marketing disasters. So grab your favorite snack, relax, and join us on a journey down memory lane to discover these culinary disasters. Believe me, you won't believe what was on the menu back then. Number 1. The Beef and Bean Burger Blunder. Alright, let's kick things off with a real head-scratcher. The Beef and Bean Burger. Imagine a fast food restaurant attempting to incorporate chili flavor into a burger. Sounds crazy, right? On paper, it seemed promising. A delicious beef patty combined with the robust goodness of chili-style beans. What could possibly go wrong, right? It turns out, everything. The bun, soggy in a matter of seconds. The beans, it had a texture that was overwhelming and more akin to Sloppy Joe gone crazy. What about the flavor? To put it mildly, it was perplexing. Diners were left wondering if they were in a backyard chili cook-off or a burger establishment. The Beef and Bean Burger gained notoriety for all the wrong reasons. It's safe to assume that this one went into the trash can faster than you can say groovy. Number 2. The Hot Dog Burger Hybrid. Next up comes the Hot Dog Burger Hybrid, which attempted to fulfill both needs but failed horribly. Someone actually thought, hey, why choose between a burger and a hot dog when you can have both? The result was a burger covered with hot dog parts, all crammed together in an odd arrangement. It was a disaster to say the least. People struggled to eat without stuff coming apart. What about the texture? Let's just say it was an unusual combination that didn't go well with anyone. And on top of that, people were irritated by the mustard and ketchup that were dripping everywhere. The messiness destroyed the entire experience. Instead of enjoying a traditional cookout atmosphere, folks were left upset and bewildered. It's no wonder that this hybrid was immediately removed from menus. Sometimes less is more, and this combination just didn't cut it. Number 3. The Pickle-Packed Nightmare. Pickles are great. Until they're not. In the 1970s, one fast food restaurant decided to go all in on pickles, piling so many on their burger that it became a sour overload. This burger came with what seemed like an entire jar of pickles packed on top. The acidic, sour excess overshadowed everything else. The pickle flavor was so overwhelming that it made you wonder if the burger even had beef in it. What about the cheese? It was barely noticeable to taste. It was like biting into a pickle sandwich with a side of regret. Even worse, the bread quickly became mushy from the pickles. It would crumble before you could even take a bite. Because it became so sloppy, people began referring to it as the wet burger. Balance is essential in a decent burger, and this one definitely missed the mark. Too much of a good thing may spoil an otherwise enjoyable experience, as the pickle-packed nightmare demonstrated. Number 4. The Macaroni Experiment. Moving on, we have another experiment that also went horribly wrong. It seemed like an intriguing and fun concept at first, a juicy hamburger with creamy mac and cheese. However, reality struck hard once you took a bite. The diners were left dissatisfied with a sloppy, slick mess. The trouble began with the macaroni itself. Instead of creamy and cheesy, it tasted flat and mushy. It slipped straight out of the bun, turning each bite into a balancing game. One false move and your mac and cheese would land up on your lap. And don't get me started on the sogginess. The cheese sauce was poured into the bun, leaving it a mushy mess. It was as if you were eating a whole wet noodle burger. Oddly enough, some people still recall it favorably. They call it a guilty pleasure, like uncomfortable music you secretly enjoy. However, most people only ate the macaroni burger once and swore never to try it again. Number 5. The Seafood Surprise Burger. Next on our list is the Seafood Surprise Burger, which elevated surf and turf to a whole new level. Boy, was it unexpected that there was a fish and shrimp patty between two buns. The first thing you observed? the smell of it. To put it mildly, it wasn't really appetizing. Even before you opened it, you could smell the fishy scent. The texture was difficult to detect. Yeah, it was that bad. It felt like chewing on an overdone fish stick since the burger was thick and rubbery. Even appealing advertising slogans couldn't keep this calamity from dropping badly. People would take one sniff and slowly walk away, shaking their heads in bewilderment. For many customers, this seafood experiment was more of an oh no moment than an unexpected surprise. Number 6. The Peanut Butter Burger Fiasco. With the Peanut Butter Burger Fiasco, we've entered potentially debatable terrain. Yes, you heard that correctly. Peanut butter as a burger topping? Some believe this combination may be revolutionary, while others were terrified by the prospect of pairing sweet peanut butter with salty meat. The goal was to lend a creamy, nutty flavor to a traditional burger. However, rather than complementing the tastes, it only made things weird. The peanut butter clashed with the meat, resulting in a taste combination that left most observers bewildered. This burger triggered conversations among friends around dinner tables everywhere. Is this genius or madness? The peanut butter burger did not survive long, and for good cause. It's one of those concepts that sounds great in principle but falls flat in practice. Number 7. The Pineapple Burger Disaster. If you think pineapple on pizza is blasphemous, wait until I tell you about the Pineapple Burger Disaster, a product that has stirred intense controversy among foodies all around the world. This burger had canned pineapple pieces smeared in sweet sauce on top of a beef patty. Sweet and savory? It sounds fascinating until you take the first mouthful. The sweetness overtook everything else, transforming the burger into a gooey, syrupy mass. The canned pineapple created an unusual texture that didn't go well with the delicious meat. This burger sparked numerous arguments about food pairings and preferences at dining tables around the country. In the end, while some people loved the sweet twist, the majority preferred their burgers without the fruit. Number 8. The Tofu Burger. Now, let's shine some light on the tofu burger, an early vegetarian choice attempting to integrate into the fast food landscape. Back in the 1970s, meat substitutes were still finding a place on the table. Tofu appeared to be an intriguing option for individuals searching for something unusual. But here's where things got tricky. Meat eaters were having none of it. They wanted juicy beef patties, not tasteless and mushy tofu attempting to be something it wasn't. Even vegetarians were divided. Some admired the effort, while others simply wanted more taste. The tofu burger struggled to acquire popularity in conventional fast food since it couldn't compete with beefier alternatives. While some remember it fondly as an early attempt at inclusion on menus, it eventually sank into oblivion. This experiment demonstrated that fresh ideas require more than just good intentions. They must also have exceptional taste. Number 9. The Chili Dog Burger. Let's dive into another wild creation, the Chili Dog Burger. This one combines two messy favorites, a chili dog and a burger, into one crazy dinner. At first sight, it appeared to be entertaining. Who wouldn't want both? But after you took that first mouthful, reality struck hard. Yes, the notion had promise. Burgers? Good. Chili dogs? Perfect. But what about crushing them together? It was a swing and a miss. Even the taste wasn't quite right. The chili was frequently too salty, overwhelming the burger meat, and the bread couldn't support it all. This burger rapidly got difficult to handle because it was so overly sauced and loaded with toppings, especially for customers who were on the run. As you tried to take bites without creating too much of a mess, you would have to balance napkins and try not to eat half of your food. When it comes to culinary selections, sometimes simplicity triumphs over complexity, as this innovation forced people to reconsider what should go together. Number 10. The Mystery Meat Burger. The Mystery Meat Burger. A cheap burger so dubious that it became a 1970s punchline. This was fast food's method of providing value, but what you saved in cash was compensated for in taste, or lack of it. What about the patty, you might ask? We'll simply say it didn't win any prizes. It was tasteless, rubbery, and frequently left an unpleasant metallic aftertaste. Rumors circulated about what was actually inside, with jokes ranging from space meat to recycled leftovers. Nobody knew for certain, and most didn't want to. Fast food restaurants promoted it as an inexpensive, no-frills choice for those on the go. But what was the reality? Many clients regretted their decision only after one taste. Some even stated the texture was so spongy it bounced. No joke. The lack of transparency made clients edgy, and word traveled quickly. Why order a burger if you don't trust what's in it? Number 11. The McDLT. The McDLT was McDonald's attempt to keep the hot side hot and the cool side cool. The concept was simple yet bold. A burger served in a split container. On one side, the patty and bottom bun remained warm and toasty. On the other hand, the lettuce, tomato, and top bun remained cold and crispy. It was quick food with a dash of gourmet theater. Initially, many were fascinated. Who wouldn't desire a perfectly balanced hamburger? But here's the catch. Eating it was a chore. You had to build the burger for yourself. For many people, it felt more like a chore than a dinner. Fast food is meant to be simple and fast, but the McDLT certainly wasn't. Then there was the packaging. This product arrived in a large polystyrene container with 2 chambers and twice the trash. Flavor-wise, it wasn't horrible, but it also wasn't innovative. It was a regular hamburger with a gag attached. Despite extensive marketing, remember Jason Alexander singing about it in those terrible commercials? The McDLT faded away. It's a perfect example of overcomplicating something that was already fantastic. A burger's appeal lies in its simplicity, and the McDLT simply pushed too hard. Number 12. The Arch Deluxe. The Arch Deluxe was McDonald's daring attempt to design a burger for grown-ups. They pitched it as a refined improvement, a stylish option for grown-ups who believed ordinary burgers were just for kids. It had a quarter-pound beef patty, a soft potato bun, peppered bacon, leaf lettuce, tomato cheese, and Dijon mustard mayo sauce. Now, isn't it fancy? But this is where everything started to go wrong. First, the marketing was over the top. McDonald's spent more than $100 million marketing it as a premium experience, yet the burger itself did not seem particularly remarkable. The sauce was divisive. Some liked the tanginess, while others found it overwhelming. While it appeared amazing in advertisements, it was actually simply another McDonald's burger with a higher price tag. Then there was the major issue. It didn't suit the McDonald's mood. Families and teenagers were their bread and butter, but this burger was intended for a demographic who did not see McDonald's as their go-to location for sophisticated eating. Despite the hype, the Arch Deluxe just fizzled out. Number 13. The Big Boy. Moving on, let's discuss another classic, the Big Boy. This renowned double-decker burger strutted its stuff across America during its prime. So why did it finally disappear from menus? However, as preferences altered over time, the Big Boy failed to compete with upstart competitors that offered fresher interpretations of popular classics. What's the reason? Fast food restaurants such as McDonald's and Burger King dominated the market with their more streamlined and cost-effective products. The Big Boy was too old school for the fast food crowd. Despite its downfall, the Big Boy holds a place in history. For many, the burger embodied the traditional, robust American lunch. However, in the fast-paced world of the 1970s fast food, it just couldn't compete. Number 14. The Jolly Green Giant Burger. The Jolly Green Giant Burger was a bizarre effort at a vegetable burger by the Green Giant firm in the 1970s. It was marketed as a healthier alternative to typical beef burgers with a vegetarian patty consisting of peas and carrots. Sounds healthy, right? The truth was far from appealing. The patties had a mushy and bland texture, and the mix of peas and carrots just didn't work. It was an unusual notion for fast food burger, especially in an era when meat was king. The burger did not appeal to meat eaters, and vegetarians were just as unimpressed. It wasn't the kind of vegetarian alternative they were hoping for. Because of this, the Jolly Green Giant Burger rapidly disappeared from menus. While it represented current health trends, it's safe to say it wasn't a big hit. Number 15. The Pizza Burger. Another combination burger. The Pizza Burger was a wacky mashup effort that combined two American favorites, pizza and burgers. Consider a standard burger patty covered with mozzarella cheese, marinara sauce, and pepperoni, all on a burger bun. That seems like an intriguing twist, right? Actually, not so much. The mix of pizza components and burgers just did not work. The sauce made the bread mushy, the cheese sticky, and the tastes clashed rather than complement one another. It was a confused textural explosion that fell short of expectations. While the concept was appealing to some, the implementation was flawed. The pizza burger did not please either pizza or burger enthusiasts. The entire experience was a little overwhelming, too heavy and not enough of each cuisine to make it memorable. It was one of those projects that sounded like a fantastic idea at first, but people were content to let it die away. Man, the 1970s really knew how to provide us with memorable experiences, huh? And by memorable, I mean the please erase this from my memory kind. Those burger flops remind us of a period when fast food restaurants weren't hesitant to take chances, even if it meant jeopardizing our tastes. But hey, if you were courageous enough to try one of these tragedies, congratulations. You must have a tale about the worst burger you have ever eaten. Drop it in the comments section. I'd want to hear about all the juicy details. Thank you for sticking with me on this crazy journey through burger history. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more food memories. Until next time, stay groovy.